Oh hey, the menu isn't fucking red for once. That's interesting.
Wait. On stream, it's like combined my username with the previous person's username on the Discord bubble. That's funny.
I might have 2 on. There.
Ooh, I've got a present from Renee. Oh, my pockets are full.
Okay, I think we're good now. I think I did all the things that I was supposed to do. So we can continue. You know, that's a good point. Why? I swear to God, this is like underscanning or something. And it looks right on my. It looks right on the stream, but looking at my TV, there's like more border than I expected. And now this is also like fucking with my eyes. Like the frame rate or something is different, and it looks weird.
Yeah, my TV does that sometimes. Or like every TV does that.
Well,
if you don't want to change the settings.
I changed the video mode now; it's a little bit better. Hi YouTube. By the way, we're doing Zelda now.
Hi YouTube.
I don't remember what I was in the middle of, other than just there's not a lot left, so I'm just gonna fucking hop into missions. Oh yeah, sorry, we literally just transitioned because apparently in this new Among Us update, there's a glitch that now kicks you for hacking. But I'm not hacking. It's just like a glitch. It does seem to happen like when I'm imposter and I kill people though. I don't know if it registered.
That away.
I don't know if it registered right at the end, but I killed you and then I got kicked.
Last game?
Yeah, right at the end here.
No, it didn't. The whole thing just like crashed and gave up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess the fucking Among Us servers are like a Joe Allo shipper.
Are they, or are they just protecting me?
Well, something like that.
I haven't seen like the new features like that.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, Tig. I ended up going after my boys. It just worked out that way. But to be fair, you got me last game, so we're even. Or one of the previous games, I don't know. The timeline on everything is like hazy. Because I have like 5-minute brain. Even like short-term memory, I guess, is what I was trying to think of. Especially when I'm streaming, but also just gaming in general, and also maybe life in general a little bit.
I have no term memory.
Oh, we also probably have double audio because I'm a dum-dum.
Please just let me set you up with voice meter.
That should be better. I didn't kill you. I just watched you die. Didn't you? In that game where you were imposter, weren't you the one who killed me, or did like your fucking teammate shapeshift into you, or am I just dumb and I got mixed up?
The one among them.
What?
The Among Us.
What are you talking about?
Imposter.
Okay, like I get that you're yelling Among Us memes, but you lost me.
I lost myself. There's nothing in my head, it's all there. All just warm air.
You know, I'm kind of feeling a little bit empty brain as well. Maybe it's because I have not, like, gamer fueled.
Have you not eaten?
No, that's what I said before, that I normally eat before stream, but because I, like, slept in late, I, like, ate late, and I had, like, some leftover pizza and then, like, a pasta thing, so it's, like, you know, kind of carby and filling. And then I, like, wasn't really hungry before stream, so I haven't had dinner yet, which is maybe the first time that's happened since I've been streaming. Because normally I'll at least have, like, a little something, but, like, I just fully did not need to eat, so I will be eating after stream.
Eating before stream has only become, like, a thing since moving out of my parents' house because they just would not buy me food, so...
I can't abide by that. Feed your kids, everybody.
Well, they bought me food. It was just like they kept forgetting that I existed, and so there was like barely anything. So instead, after stream, every time I'd just go down to Tesco's and get something myself.
Right. But correct, Tig. Yeah, I have not had dinner. Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna like pause midstream to eat. Like I am now getting a little bit hungry, so like by the time things are done, it'll like be a good time for me to eat. But I'm not dying or anything.
I do instead. I do that instead.
Eat midstream, yeah, you do.
Halfway through to eat, yeah. But it's because like if my blood sugar gets too low, then I just pass out, and that's not ideal for stream.
Are you like diabetic or anything, or like just in general?
No, I'm just special.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. So I literally have not like once in my life thought about my blood sugar.
But it's less thinking about blood sugar and more just like if I this has happened a couple times now where like if I just don't eat enough, then I get really lightheaded and it feels like I'm having a stroke.
I mean,
but
like
I'm not.
I'm sure at some point in my life I've had something like that, but generally like I'm certainly not bad about eating. I enjoy food and I eat fairly often. Why does this dude have things on his arms? I never knew that was a thing. I'm just special, says Aloe. He is. He's our special boy.
You get special in the brain. There's nothing going on up there. I did the thing where I added like all of the quotes to like a list. It's not like they don't store it as like a convenient list that you can just look at, so I just had to run through them one by one.
I added a bunch of them today.
You added like 4 of them today. That doesn't matter to me. Like number 8, I think it's number 8 and number 9 are like the best ones.
I think those are from today. So which ones are those?
Go to my channel real quick. It's number 8 and number 9. Number 8 is "You can't call me a boomer for being epic. I'm based.
Oh
I
yeah,
understand."
That was the good one.
And number 9 is "Weak straight boy."
Yeah. What is going on with this guy?
He's not like other girls. See, I didn't say I was quirky. I said I was special.
To be fair, though, they are synonyms in some contexts, at least.
That's a word.
Things that mean the same.
Cool.
Why? Okay, fucking. I'm gonna have to use food. Goddamn. Can I use a rod on this thing? What did I even just say that you responded to?
You said, I need to use food on this thing.
Oh, yes, IRL, but not right this moment. See, like, that's what I mean. It's fucking, like, out of my mouth and I immediately forget.
How many times do I have to bring that up on stream, though? Like, I just have to have people remind me of things that I said 3 seconds ago.
I mean, like, you know, your brain, everyone's brain is going to work a certain way by default, but then also, like, streamer brain is 100% a thing.
Yeah, there are people that are built for streaming, and then there's us.
I don't feel like I'm that bad. It's just that like memory is a thing.
I accidentally hung up the wrong wallpaper. Bruh.
Oh,
Kind of nice though.
That took me like a second to like interpret that through an Animal Crossing lens, and I was like, "What the fuck interior design bullshit are you talking about out of nowhere?"
Yeah, I'm just redesigning my room on stream. IRL.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be
lol, it's 4:20 AM, lol.
I still haven't used Purr and Robbie. I should probably fucking do their training and like play them at least once before I finish this.
Who are they?
They're like the scientist people, which if you've only played for a little bit, I don't know that you would have seen them in the original.
I've encountered like one of the science people, like the short woman who wants a photo.
Yeah, she looks different in this. They turned her into like Edna Mode from Incredibles in the actual one.
Yeah.
Did you understand a movie reference that I made?
Who hasn't seen The Incredibles?
Okay, Aloe, who hasn't seen fucking Star Wars and Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings?
Me, because I'm not a boomer.
But they're no more boomer than fucking anything else.
They are, because like The
How old were you?
Incredibles is like what 2001, and then Star Wars is like what, like mid 1600s, literal medieval era.
Literal medieval era. Okay, between playing and talking, I have no fucking hope of figuring out how this character works. My brain is like not going to be able to comprehend.
But also, Incredibles is funny. Star Wars, I couldn't care less about.
Okay, see, but until a few years ago, like, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I just haven't seen this, like, maybe I'll get around to it. Because, like, I'm guilty of that with many things. I didn't see Ghostbusters until a couple years ago. Aloe is just like, nah, mate, I can't be bothered with these really amazing movies that everybody loves.
It's less that and more just like, I have zero interest in the franchise, so why would I even bother? Like, I don't care for Shooty Star movie, I don't care.
It's not Shooty Star movie, it's fucking classic hero's journey through, like, a space opera lens.
Don't care.
It's, like, proven to, like, be a thing people like.
Well, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Also,
my attention span is far too short for me to watch most movies.
Tig, if I said Ghostbusters, I still haven't seen them. I meant Back to the Future, and I said Ghostbusters by mistake. I saw the reboot with the girls that, like, all the fucking incels got butthurt about, but I haven't seen the original with, like, Bill Murray.
Yeah, everyone hated that. I don't really know why.
Literally just because women. That's it.
I know, but like I did generally hear that it's nowhere near as good as the original, but not specifically because of the women.
I don't have the original to compare it against, but I did enjoy it. Like, on its own, at least, it was fine.
The original was good, but it has its jank because it was made in the 80s.
Yeah, sure. And I bet that's true of a lot of things. That's actually, like, a big point in Star Wars' favor for me. Because they use practical effects, it, like, really holds up well. So it's not, like, cringy to watch the old ones. Because, like, generally I'm not a fan of old movies, but, like, one, I grew up on Star Wars, so there's that, but then two, like, they aged well.
Well then, boom, there you have it. You grew up on Star Wars, so you like it. I didn't, so I don't care.
Okay, but, like, I can, like, obviously, yes, I'm biased, but I can still point to, like, objective good things about them. It's not just, like, a nostalgia boner. And, like, also the fact that I still continue to like basically everything that franchise does. Though, granted, the last trilogy was a little bit scuffy. I still liked it, but, like, they needed to fucking have a plan from the beginning, and they did not. So it was a bit messy.
Movies just, like, I can't. My attention span's not long enough for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing. Whether it's your attention span or otherwise, you don't seem to be big into movies.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are some that, like, well, I don't know. I feel like for me, it's more like kids' movies move quickly, and so my brain can keep up. Whereas, like, not kids' movies just move so slowly that I just start falling asleep.
Okay. The way that you're explaining that, I would honestly, like, not for any memes, I'd be really curious to see what you think of Episode 9, the most recent Star Wars movie, because a very common criticism of it that I agree with is that it was moving at, like, the most fucking breakneck pace I've seen of any movie. Like, there's so much crammed in there.
I mean, that's the criticism that I had about Sonic Forces earlier, was just that it was moving so incredibly fast. But, like, I think...
Yeah. I was only half paying attention to the game itself, but it definitely seemed like it was moving quick.
It was moving very fast, too fast, but I mean, like, I've been criticizing Sonic's, like, writing for years just because it's not been great for, like, the longest time.
I don't know that it ever was, but there have been better times and worse times. The only thing that's been, like, consistently good is, like, the music.
Yeah, well, that's because it's Sega. Sega always has good music. Sega literally made, like,
well, and I think Jun Senoue is, like, a large part of that, too.
Sega made F-Zero GX, and that's, like, IMO, one of the best soundtracks on the GameCube.
Tig, last week when you watched the original trilogy, was that your first time watching it? Like, ever? Or just, like, you watched it again? Because I'm very curious to hear what you think about it.
It's going to take some encouraging to get me to watch any Star Wars movie or Marvel movie.
If and when we do an IRL meetup, I would love to just sit you down and make you watch stuff and then, like, secret stream it on Discord.
Oh. I'd rather not. Like, the secret stream part.
Well, because it'd be fun to, like make it a thing, but obviously we can't just, like, fucking watch movies on Twitch.
I know, but, like,
What?
I
Okay,
don't
what's the
know.
worst
I
thing
feel
that's
like
gonna happen
streaming
though?
that-
You don't want to like get grilled
Like-
for not liking movies people like or something?
No, I just don't like that. Just makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
Like the streaming part of that.
But you'll still do Q-Force, right? when we get around to that someday.
Yeah. But that's like purely for the memes. It's not because I actually want to watch it, because I really just don't.
You watched the prequels and now the trilogy first time. It was good. Surprised me with the ending. I assume you've probably watched like newer stuff in Star Wars, and then you like went back and watched some of the old stuff, Tig. I'm gonna fucking need to just grind stuff from them. I don't know that I'm ever gonna use these two, hardly. I'm kind of ready to be done with this. Like, I'm enjoying it, but I'm also just like ready to get the last little bit. I like the fucking chainsaw though. That's cool.
Chainsaw? Oh my god.
Yeah, see, they have like, how do I hear?
Jesus Christ.
I feel like
Oh my God.
maybe some Guardians in the actual game had that, but I don't remember.
Well, not that I've seen so far, but that's because I haven't touched the game in like over a year.
I'm assuming it would be like a later game thing. It's Link, unfortunately, I don't think can ever like wield a Guardian chainsaw, if that's a real thing. But I'm not certain on that.
You can wield these nuts.
I would take them in hand and do things.
Preferably not squish them.
Well, not to an unpleasant degree.
I need those.
I need them too.
Exactly.
We're going down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah. But when do we not?
Basically never.
Exactly.
Once upon a time, I posted a thing on Reddit and you came to stream and then fucking everybody else suffered for it.
Yep. I mean, yeah, because you're also the one that got me back into streaming. Like, I had plans to start it back up, but didn't have the motivation to until I found your channel, so...
Well, I'm glad. And you seem to be having fun doing it, so that's good.
Yeah, but now everyone also has to suffer. And tomorrow everyone's got to suffer through Sonic 06 if anyone actually shows up for that.
Yeah, there's I think that's the only way that one can experience Sonic 06 is through suffering.
Yeah, well, I mean, I probably won't be doing it the whole stream unless like...
I want to see you play that game to completion, buddy.
Oh, that's not happening because one of the levels can take up to like 3 hours sometimes.
I suppose not to completion as in 100%ed, like end of the story.
Yeah, one of the levels can take up to 3 hours sometimes.
Which one is that?
The one with Silver where you've got to use telekinesis to like stuff. And it's, like,
the one on the
annoying.
lake?
No.
Because that's like, all of his levels.
It's much later game. It's moving like boxes or something like that. I don't have an exact idea, but it's like you've got to move a ball.
Oh, that might be like the underground secret lab thing?
Yes, that one.
I honestly, all of Silver's levels can be kind of scuffy. Because the psychic tech like doesn't work half the time.
Yeah, well, considering it took me 47 minutes to do like the final boss today.
And then there's that one in the desert where you have to like play pool. That one took me a while, I think.
I don't think I'll ever complete it. It's like something that I want to experience purely because like A, it's funny, B, it's its 15th anniversary today because it's 5 AM in my time zone. And also because like it's a part of Sonic history that I just have to put myself through because I am a fan of the series.
Yeah, so you've like never played Adventure or anything, right? Like there's a good amount of them you haven't played yet.
No, I have nearly all of them. I just haven't played a lot of them yet.
Right. I hope you like Adventure 2 specifically, because that's my favorite by far.
I think I will. I mean, from the little bit of Adventure that I've played, I quite enjoyed it, but I didn't take it much further because I was like, I need to get an adapter so that I can stream this.
Yeah, and Adventure and 2 are basically, you know, the same kind of as you'd expect, except like 2 is just much better polished and like has aged. Like one, the graphics are still like really janky. 2, it's like a lot better.
Yeah, well that's because it was like one of the last games to come out on the Dreamcast before they killed it off. It was like 2 months before the Dreamcast died, they released Sonic Adventure 2.
Right.
Sad. Like, Sega probably would still be around if it wasn't for like the miscommunication that they had between all the different regions and making 300 add-ons for the Mega Drive and then making the Saturn one of the most painful consoles to program for whatever.
Yeah, that was really interesting the other night when you were talking about how Nintendo and Sony had that fight, and then that basically like created Sony as a console, or created the PlayStation as a console.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's an interesting story that Nintendo were jealous of Sega. They screwed a couple people over, and then that just led to Sony, out of spite, making a global phenomenon.
And now we get to fucking play Spider-Man.
And deal with their cringe of not allowing cross-platform. Because they're Sony.
So that came up earlier. I know they like kind of had to with Fortnite. Do they do that with anything else now? Like, what about Rocket League, for example? I feel like that also has that now.
Yeah, that's because Rocket League is owned by Epic now. So, yeah, it's the same.
But is that not true of like every game? Are there still ones where you can't do cross-platform?
Yeah. But it's like, at this point, it's less... I mean, for some things it's Sony, but it's like mostly developers at this point. But there is definitely some things that are Sony. I forgot what game it was, but there was one game where the developers were like, yeah, at launch we're not going to be able to have crossplay with PlayStation because Sony.
Gotcha.
Because they charge them a premium.
I assume Among Us will when that comes out on Xbox and PlayStation.
Couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Because that'd be, like, that's still fucking huge. It'd be really dumb of them to not. But you could say that about the whole process in the first place.
Yeah, it's because Sony see it as lost revenue. Because it's like, instead of getting someone to buy a PlayStation, instead it's just someone who already has an Xbox just playing on their Xbox.
Someone fucking needs to educate, like, boomers in business on, like, what actual lost revenue is. Because it's not what they think it is 90% of the time.
You know, it's not lost revenue, it's just revenue that you didn't have.
Right.
That's just like... That's how it is with like a lot of these companies. Like Nintendo, when like the pandemic hit, like apparently the majority of their employees just didn't have internet.
Yeah, that'd make work from home tough. How do you know, like, what came of that situation?
Not a clue. I just know that like a lot of their employees didn't have internet. Do you know how to take face paint off Animal Crossing? No, because I've never applied it.
I assume, like, Tig, there's that menu in your inventory where you can, like, remove things from your body, like clothing and stuff. I would think it's either in there or, like, in the mirror where you, like, customize your hair and stuff. One of those two.
Yeah, probably.
I think I have to do, like, upwards of 10 of these fucking monster hunts to just grind for shit.
Jesus. like doing? What are you aiming for with this?
So as part of the first wave of DLC, they added those like red icons on the map, which are like big bad monsters that are like really gonna get you. And they have a special drop that I need for just like a lot of the upgrades that are left. And you only get, I think, one of those per mission, so I just have to do a bunch.
Right.
Which, like, that's the cringiest part of Warriors games, is just like fucking upgrade economy.
I still need to finish the original on Wii
but I'm
U,
like,
just
I'm
can't get
close.
past that third level.
I'm close to being able to 100% this, so I'm going to. Like, I could just not, but I will.
I want to 100% some games eventually, but like I don't know what and I don't know when or how, because like I don't think I have the skill to 100% most games.
You should 100% Pokemon and be a Pokemon master with me.
Yeah, that's not happening. Not because I don't want to, just because I know that I won't be able to.
I mean, to be honest, like, one, like, what does that mean, even? Most people would probably say just, like, getting all the Pokemon in a given game that you can. At this point, I would say no, it's, like, complete your national dex, which, like, doesn't exist in-game at this point, because Sword and Shield doesn't have every Pokemon.
I don't know what that even means.
So, like, you remember, I've complained about this, Sword and Shield had the thing where they just, like, cut half the Pokemon, and then they added some of them back from DLC, but not all of them.
Yeah.
And since that's the latest game, there's no way to legitimately have a game with every Pokemon in it currently. But like actually, National Dex was every game up until then. There would be a regional Dex and a national Dex, and the regional Dex would be like, these are the Pokemon that you can find in this game, and then the national Dex would be like all of that plus every other Pokemon, which up until Sword and Shield you could just transfer them in, even if they weren't natively available in the game. So it's the full list of Pokemon that exists, like all 898 and counting. Plus like 898. Yeah. But like it's
that's never happening.
It's harder than that, because like some Pokemon have like 30 forms that are like impossible to get. Like some of them now even may be legitimately impossible to get, because one of them, there's a butterfly that was on the 3DS that had 30 different forms depending on where in the world it was from. And I'm assuming like servers are still going for that. But even if they are,
that's called region modding.
Even if they are, it would be like way harder. I mean, you could probably like spoof it with like PK Hex or something.
That's just like, all that's doing is telling me that like I will never be able to do that, so what's the point in trying?
I mean, the soft version of just like completing the decks like without getting every single form of everything, that's still quite a process, but it would be doable. They throw legendaries. They throw legendaries like at people left and right nowadays. Which that's the main thing. Legendaries are hard because you get one of them per game. Not like one of every, like, you know, between I don't know. Okay, generally you can get as many as you want of every Pokemon. Legendaries, however many there are in each game, there's only one spawn of each. If that makes sense, if I explain that well. So the economy for them is like limited.
I don't think it's that you explained it badly, it's just that nothing is going into my brain.
Okay, so like in Animal Crossing terms, imagine you could only get one of a certain item ever.
Oh, that would suck.
That's legendaries, basically.
That'd make it completely unplayable.
Well, but like it's different between Pokemon and Animal Crossing, right? But that's just like
obviously
a quick and easy way to like make it like easily explainable for you not being familiar with Pokemon.
So what you're saying is I will never be able to satisfy your needs?
No, I feel like you could satisfy my needs in various ways.
Not for Pokemon, though.
You know, a way that you could satisfy a need of mine right now.
No.
American accent!
Not what I thought you was gonna say, but like,
What did you think I was gonna say? Because I literally, like, you could do that right now. You can't, like, come over here and jack me off.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say shut up.
Oh no! Why would I be mean?
I don't know, because again, I just get the feeling that everyone hates me all the time.
I like you. I'm not gonna be mean to you.
I know.
Unless, like, you want me to. For, like, sexy reasons.
No. Because at that point, I'd probably just break down.
You probably would.
Exactly.
Too soft. Somebody give this boy some edges.
Huh?
Somebody give this boy some edges. He's too soft.
Well, I mean, piercings and dyed hair, that's enough, isn't it?
I mean, those are both positives in my book. I like my boys and girls alternative and not too vanilla.
I mean, at this point, like, everything can be considered vanilla, though. Like, foot fetishes and painted nails.
Okay, but I don't know. I guess a good way to put it is, like, when I was in high school, some female friends of mine told me that they really liked V-necks on guys. Not that it's, like, that different from a regular t-shirt, but it's like a bare minimum difference.
I will agree with them.
So, like nails and stuff, I would put in that category too. Like, it's not a huge undertaking or anything, but it's, like, a little bit more interesting and something different.
Yeah, I will agree with them though. V-necks are nice.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't own any though.
I own, like, 2, and that's it. But they're also, like, just plain color shirts. They're not very interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, pretty much everything that I wear is black, so...
Well, I wear darker colors too, but I like graphic tees and stuff like that.
I mean, I have stuff like that where it's, like, it's black, but it's got a graphic on it or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's still just black.
Well, but black with the graphic and plain black are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Graphics have visual interest.
I have one t-shirt that's just, like, I'm like, convinced that it was never the way that it is now, and my mom just, like, put it through the wash wrong or something one time. Because it's,
yeah,
like,
didn't you say that something shrunk?
There was one thing that shrunk, and there was, like, one t-shirt that's just absolutely massive, and I have no idea where it came from. Because I don't remember buying it.
Your secret Hulk phase.
No, well, I mean, I have a couple t-shirts like that. One that I ordered from America.
What do you mean?
A medium in America was the same size.
I say your secret Hulk phase, and you're like, yeah, I have a couple of t-shirts from that.
I said like that. What? Wait, isn't the Hulk shirtless?
No, well, yes, but if I said your Hulk phase, that would mean you were, like, really jacked and buff.
Oh no, I was never that. I've always just been small.
Right, I know. If the canon is that you're, like, stuck in the body of a 12-year-old, I would assume you've never been jacked and buff.
No.
As most 12-year-olds are not.
Apart from in anime and movies.
Yeah, that's true.
By middle-aged men.
I will put this strength to good use.
Fucking Ichigo from Bleach. He's 15 and he looks like he's in his mid-20s.
It'd be like that.
Oh good, they lock this automatically.
Well, that's like what you were saying earlier, is that, like, some characters are just, like, in a spot where they don't really need to be given an age, but they're given one anyways.
Not even that they don't need to, just that, like, it feels awkward to assign them an age because, like, they're not meant for it. Like SpongeBob, you know? Like, you can give him an age, but it's gonna feel weird because he's, like, very childish, but also an adult. Like, he
well,
couldn't...
that's why people say he's autistic.
He couldn't exist, basically.
I mean, he could.
I don't know. Do you, like do you, like, relate in that way and, like, see yourself in him in some ways?
No, it's more like... I mean, I feel like everybody has said this. Like, as a kid, you relate to SpongeBob, but as an adult, you relate to Squidward.
Right.
Because you just get tired.
Tired and cranky.
I'd say less cranky and more just I grew a hate for children.
I mean, I'm not at my peak crankiness, but I've definitely over time my crankiness has definitely increased, and more so like as a teen than when I was a kid. I had some pretty big crankiness.
What does that imply? You've not reached the peak.
No, not that I haven't reached the peak, more that I was at my peak and now I'm no longer.
Oh.
Like middle school and high school was like peak crankiness. Maybe even college.
I'd say I'm probably at that like now then.
Well, yeah,
then
you know, hormones and all that. Your
It's
body
less
is
that and
going
more
through
just-
changes.
It's less that and more just like the fact that I like nothing changed until I was 16. My voice didn't break until I was 17.
I'm not doing the instructions, god damn it. I can't read.
I never watched SpongeBob. You're missing out.
Yeah, you should check it out, Tig. Even as an adult, I still enjoy it. Like, I haven't watched it in a
Same.
while, but like, it's fun.
It's like I said, like Family Guy's a guilty pleasure show of mine. Like I know that it's terrible, but I love it.
I still like it, but definitely not as much as I used to. And I think a lot of that is on their end, not my end. Like, I don't know. It's, like, not as good anymore. And I normally that's, like, cringe to say, and I would, like, tell people to, like, get with it for saying that. But, like, I don't know. It really does just kind of feel more phoned in lately.
Well, that's probably just because it's, like, doing this... It's on the same route as both SpongeBob and The Simpsons, where it's been going for so long that it's starting to feel a little stale, and the writers aren't really sure how to reuse the same jokes anymore.
The Simpsons, I kind of feel like that too, but maybe not as much. There's some shows that I still think are... Like, Bob's Burgers, I think, is still keeping it pretty fresh. Granted, that's only on, like, season 12. But, like, you know, that's still nothing to sneeze at. That's been around for a while now.
Yeah, that's not a show that I think no, it does air in the UK. I've just never seen it.
South Park, they're not currently airing. They're like between stuff. I still like a lot, but I also don't like the hyper focus on more solid plot lines versus previously where they would have a lot more variety.
Yeah, it used to just kind of be all over the place, and I kind of like
right.
that.
Let's see what else.
Not that I've seen very much.
Futurama was like good for its whole run. I never didn't like that show.
I've not seen too much of it, but like as a kid, I hated it. But
that's probably my #1 recommendation for like those kinds of shows.
As a kid, I hated it, but now I think it's quite funny. So I think it was just like less that like as a kid I didn't understand the humor. So.
Yeah, you know what? That was King of the Hill for me. I did not get King of the Hill when I was younger, and then like I watched it in college in its entirety, and I was like, "This is great." That's the one. That's the one with the Texans and Hank Hill, and he's like, "Bobby, I tell you what."
Yeah, that's it. Hank Hill.
That boy
I
ain't
know
right.
that he exists, I don't know anything else about it.
I mean, you know, the important facts: he sells propane and propane accessories. Can't forget that. He has a narrow urethra and a flat ass.
Oh.
Or rather, like, not much of an ass to speak of.
I really didn't need to know that.
But you got to anyway, aren't you lucky?
Those weren't questions that I ever planned on asking. I've never once sat down and thought, hey, I should ask Joe if Hank Hill has a small urethra.
Well, you know, we learn things every day, and today you learned that that was a thing.
And I will probably forget it in about half an hour.
I'll make sure to remind you down the road then.
Please don't.
Just out of the blue, like, months from now.
Oh, God. I mean, I feel like there's things where that's happened before, where we, like, both say or do something, then forget, and then one of us reminds each other, like, a month later.
Probably, yeah.
The only reason that I, like, started really watching Family Guy is because it was, like, when I would go to the seaside with my parents, there was no internet, and so the only thing that I had to watch at night was ITV2. and Family Guy was the only thing that would air, so I just did that.
I was like so into Family Guy when I was in high school. Obnoxiously into Family Guy.
I've never really watched too much TV because I have always had a tendency to just stay in my room and play games instead. And also I just don't want to pay a TV license, so...
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around that. That's a thing.
Neither can I.
But,
It's,
you know,
well,
we have all kinds of stupid money things over here.
The best explanation that I can give for it is it's basically a subscription service to the BBC, since the BBC don't run adverts on any of their channels. You pay the TV license and then you get that. So, as long as I don't ever tune my TV, I should be okay. Because I just use it as a screen for my PlayStation and Xbox.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's... Like, not only is it a weird thing, but it's like a very boomer thing, because who fucking watches TV anyway?
Speaking of boomer things,
yeah.
Guess what? They don't have to pay a TV license.
What do you mean? That's so dumb.
Boomers don't have to pay for a TV license. I think it's like if you're over 65, you don't have to pay for it.
I think that like a lot of places now over here just started giving boomers like free college and stuff. Which is great, because then that like fills up the seats for like young people who are like actually trying to get shit done.
Wait, giving boomers free college? It's not like they've got enough of a memory left to learn anything anyways.
It doesn't make sense, no.
That's like giving like that's like giving people with arthritis a free subscription to a gym.
It's I don't know. It's kind of just like shitty in general.
Sounds
because you know they had the possibility to do cheap college when they were young. It's really just a slap in the face to like kids now because they got to pay out the ass for it, and then also like apparently there have been situations where people haven't been able to like get the shit done they need because boomers are filling up the classes.
Yeah,
because you know there's still only so many seats offered and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the fact that then students come out with like, especially in America, the amount of student debt is ridiculous. Like here, the way that we handle it is still not great, but it's a lot better. But still,
I mean, it's like, you know, a fraction of ours. Divide it by like, you know, 5 or something, give or take.
Yeah, but it's still not great. It's more expensive for like foreign students, but not by much. So I pay £9,000 a year for my tuition fees. EU students or anyone else have to pay around 15,000. So currently, I'm about 50 grand in debt. By the time I'm done with university, it'll probably be just over 100. Whereas if I was in America, it would probably be near like 300,000, if not more.
I wouldn't say that much, unless you're going into like something really expensive. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't be putting my particulars out there, but like mine isn't cheap, but it's not 300,000.
I just mean because of the interest rates.
Well, maybe if you leave it alone for a long time, but... Well, and I guess, I don't know, right? Because, like, even though I have a fucking lot of debt, I'm also, like, in a fairly privileged position compared to a lot of people because I'm, like, living with my parents and saving a lot of money, so I'm able to, like, keep up on my payments and stuff like that, where a lot of people probably aren't because the system is, like, so fucking predatory.
Here, the system is not great, but it's better than what a lot of places have. So, I think the interest rate is roughly like 5% per year. It goes up per year, so it's like 10% for the next year and 15% for the next year.
Wait,
I think
that's terrible if I'm understanding interest rates, because ours are like the interest compounds, but the rates don't change much.
I'm not 100% certain because they don't explain it very well, but we pay it back in very small payments over the course of like 20 years or something like that. And if it is,
yeah, that's loosely what we do.
You only start taking payments once you earn above £27,000 a year.
That should for sure be a thing. That should for sure be a thing. Ours, like, we get, basically, in general, I think, like, some amount of grace period for, like, when you're out of school. Or like, a year after out of school or something, I think is what it was for me. But they don't care if you're fucking making money or not, which is really scummy.
Yeah. Well, this final point sounds like a bonus, but it really isn't, because it's so far-fetched. So after 30 years, if you still haven't paid off all of your debt, any remaining debt is cancelled.
Yeah, I don't think we have that.
It sounds like a bonus. It sounds like a bonus, but since it's 30 years in the future, by the time I'm done with university, I'll be 22, which means I'll be 52 by the time any remaining debt is written off. I don't know if I'm going to live that long, so...
No, but I mean, that is a bonus, but it's definitely not, like, a big selling point. It's a good, like, worst case scenario thing, right? Like, if you're old and you're not able to, like, work, they're not going to be squeezing you dry, which is a nice thing.
It does still just, like, get to me slightly that
oh, for sure.
I just think it's less. It gets to me slightly just thinking, like, wow, there are people with, like, parents that have bajillions in the bank that will never have to worry about anything that I'm potentially going through right now.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
It's like, I don't want to exactly call anyone talentless, but TikTok, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like, did you?
That said, I fully aspire to be to the point someday where someone can be mad at me for being a talentless hack who's successful.
I would, if I were to get successful off of anything on the internet, I'd like it to at least be for some form of talent.
Well, I mean, ideally, yes. Ideally, yes, but if also... I'm not saying that I want to just, like, be, like, famous off of bullshit, but more like, at some point when you get big, inevitably there are just going to be, like, haters who are like, wow, you fucking play games on Twitch and people watch you? Like, why? Who cares?
Yeah.
Hello, EA.
I mean, that's what a lot of people... Like, I've talked about, like, how much I don't really like any of the people that are at the very top of the chain, but, like, there's a lot of people up there that are, like, I consider very entertaining. It's just that I can't watch them simply because the chat moves at 3 billion miles an hour. Sure.
Yeah, and that's usually where I'm at, too. I don't largely have huge things against like, people out there making content, other than maybe, like, the polls. But, like, yeah, I don't tend to watch big things either, just because I would rather interact with smaller people who are going to, like, interact back with me.
Yeah, especially if it, like, gives you a chance to maybe work with them on something.
Right. Or, I mean, live on Twitch, at least, because I've said before, like, I also watch a good amount of, like, big people just on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of, like, Twitch streamers that I see on here that are, like, smaller at least don't really seem to have a presence outside of Twitch and Twitter. Whereas, like, I'm trying to get more into YouTube, but I'm gonna try and, like, sort out my upload schedule for next year and try and have, like, at least one video every 2 weeks, but it's proving difficult.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, the more time you spend doing online content, the more you're gonna diversify. And conversely, the less.
Twitch is a diversification for me, because I was just stuck in YouTube for, like, 5 years. Like, my YouTube channel, like, a month ago turned 8. So...
Just like you.
How dare you.
It's too easy. It's too easy to make your young jokes.
You can't make these jokes where, like, you know.
Well, yeah, but it's not like the fucking cops are gonna come get me just because I made a joke about you being young, because you're
They're
not that young,
still.
actually.
But still, it's just a bit weird.
Aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely get some sleep at some point. I don't. Did you just fully intend to like not sleep tonight? Like when you decided to stay up?
I didn't decide to stay up, but then you convinced me. So.
Well, right. That's what I mean. After I was like, "Hey, play Among Us," and you were like, "Yeah, okay." Did you just like decide I'm not sleeping tonight or something?
I am sleeping, just not for very long, because I have stuff to do tomorrow.
Okay.
I need to check my uni schedule.
I mean, Tig, isn't it like 5 a.m. for you too? Then you're also up pretty
he's
late.
in the same time zone because he's in Portugal.
Not that I don't enjoy you both being here, but definitely, you know, keep your own best interests in mind.
I'm fine. It's you I worry about more, if anything.
I mean, I'm doing good in general. You know, I was only briefly sick this week for no reason that I can tell.
Lack of sleep.
I don't think so, because it was like weird onset, sudden like chills and stuff, which doesn't sound like a sleep thing to me.
No, but it also doesn't sound good.
No, but I also got over it in like a day.
Still.
I don't know. Like I can't imagine what I would have eaten that would have like been bad, but I almost feel like it was something I ate.
I always think
fucking
it's something
auto-targeting.
I ate.
What's that?
I always think it's something I ate. If I feel wrong, I'm like, oh, I had a Subway 3 days ago that didn't feel right. And usually it's not, but still.
Well, see, that's the thing is that you know, I'll never know what it was. But it's also vastly preferable to other, not recent as in this year, but like pre-pandemic, the couple of years I was working at my last job, I just got like this miserable like vomiting sickness where even once I like had nothing left, my body would just be like, hey, why don't you keep trying to barf like every 15 minutes? Did I fucking die? God fucking fuck me.
Jesus. I mean, I've only thrown up like 3 times in my entire life, so like can't relate, but still, Jesus Christ, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it was really not good, and I'm glad that I have not had that during the pandemic, which, like, suspicious that as soon as I stopped fucking riding public transportation, I stopped getting fucking violently ill once a year.
Public transport's not that bad. I mean, in America, definitely, but here it's, like, at least acceptable.
I mean, it's not the transport, it's the people.
I know, but, like, still.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I've been in over this before. I really, really was not feeling it, Mr. Krabs, but I am not... The city is a thing, and I'm not so confident in my driving. The bus made more sense. I felt like I would not die. Although the illness, you know, kind of put that into question.
Yeah. Buses aren't great. Like, I would vastly prefer if, like, my city has trams in it, like, in the city centre, and I would vastly prefer if they just had those everywhere, but they work. Buses will do for some routes.
Okay, is that it, or are they gonna make me fight? Yeah, I gotta fight Ganon. Of course I gotta fight Ganon.
Mutated Ganon.
Yeah, it's the same thing I just fought a couple missions ago. All of these endgame missions are just like, hey, fight all the Ganons.
Oh, I'm, like, not paying attention to the game at all on stream.
Yeah, no worries.
I mean, I'm watching it, I'm just, like, my brain's just not taking in any of the information. Too focused on other things.
Yeah, you still doing some crossing?
Oh no, there wasn't really much to do because it's 4 a.m. So
I still think you
wait,
need to
wait,
just
oh, wait,
change
no,
your
this door's
switches
open.
block to like be daytime at nighttime.
no, because then I can't play it in the daytime, and that's
Well, but
like,
I asked and you said that you, or at least I think you said you play it mostly like on stream.
yeah, before the new update came out, and now I'm playing it like for 3 hours every single day.
Ah, well, fair enough then.
I think they have like 150-ish hours in the game now, like a bit more than that. Which is not much, but that's a lot for me.
That's a respectable number.
The game I have the most hours in is City Skylines on PC, which is like 600.
Yeah, goddamn.
At least I'm not a 3,000 hour CSGO person. Because I know
Yeah.
people that have those numbers and it scares me.
That's ridiculous. I wonder if I've reached anything resembling that, like, across a franchise.
Probably.
like
I'd say
Halo,
that I've
Pokemon,
definitely
Zelda.
reached that with, like, definitely, because I'd say that I've reached something like that with Minecraft, with the amount of time that I've spent in that game across, like, the 9 or so years I've been playing it.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he just fucking cheat and can't get stasis. I'm getting my pussy busted.
Cringe. I'm still firmly with Jedek when it comes to that word.
Well, it's a word that is in your future.
Is it? In what way?
Me.
Huh?
It's I'm gonna keep saying it.
I know. And it upsets me. It's not a good word.
I disagree. I think it's one of the best.
It's the worst word ever invented.
Which Ussy is your least favorite?
All of them.
You
I
don't have
like
like
any of them.
none of them are stand out for you?
No, all of them are terrible.
Oh, I tabbed off the bathroom stuff a while ago. I haven't been keeping updated on that. They're playing
Huh?
something now. I
Oh.
think they finished their bathroom and now they're playing something. Who Ploof, if you're or anybody if you're still around, give me the bathroom deets. How'd that go?
Ploof is not around.
Okay, this may actually be my last mission here before I just fucking grind out these last couple things. Which, if that's the case, then we could be wrapping this up sort of soon.
I'm still baffled that they just, like, make an event out of cleaning their bathroom.
Well, like, it's not like they wanted to. It's like the rest of us bullied them into doing that.
Yes, because you should clean your bathroom so it don't become stanky and gross.
Well, but not just the cleaning, but like the showing of it. So like, I like don't give them shit for that. It's like it's chat's fault for like wanting to see it. Granted that they should just keep up with their cleaning, but it's not like they were like, "Hey, do you guys want to see us clean our bathroom?" It's like we demanded that.
Catch me live streaming cleaning my bathroom in like 2 weeks or whenever I decide to clean it next, because I cleaned it. a week
I
ago.
would fucking stream anything if there was an audience for it.
I mean, there is an audience for it. You managed to catch like at least 5 viewers consistently.
Yeah, but just for, I mean, I guess I see what you're saying. That like, especially with me being like a variety streamer, people aren't like here for the game or anything. They're like here for me.
I'm here for you.
I'm here for you too, buddy. In a completely heterosexual manner, bro.
Oh yeah, completely.
Oh, don't make me fucking defend bases. That's cringe.
Heterosexual manner as long as you don't check our DMs.
I mean, you say that, and our DMs are like not any more saucy than anywhere else. It's more like if you just take our word for it and have it. Whoa!
Apart from last,
what the fuck happened there?
I don't know. I tapped out.
Like most of my health died to like ice breath, which like that has never happened. That's like a crazy amount of damage. Thank you, Tig. I would happily stream it someday. I fully expect that I will do like IRL stuff eventually and just do like a Ranboo and like cover my face.
Yeah, I'll probably do the same. I mean, I'd like to do face cam stuff one day. It's just that like with glasses, it's a real pain.
What do you mean? Like for hiding it?
No, because glasses like steam up, and then I can't see anything.
Why would they steam up? What are you talking about?
Because like when you breathe out hot air, cold glass.
Why? Okay. Why is streaming with glasses different than just existing with glasses?
No, like having a mask on.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're right. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I guess I don't know. I bet there's a way around it somehow, or you know, at least to like mitigate it a little.
It involves buying a new mask, which I don't want to do because I really like the one that I have right now.
Okay, but if you think of it from like a stream setup perspective, like that's not a big deal.
I suppose that could be an interesting YouTube video revealing our DMs. It's not like there's much to see.
There really isn't. Like just saying DMs
night.
Make it sound like there's some big juicy secret. It's probably on the average like less saucy than us on stream. It's just that like we talk about whatever often.
Well, I mean, we talk like 99% of the time on the stream, so...
Right, yes, but it then sometimes ends up bleeding into like DMs and stuff. But there's no big juicy secret with that. Maybe someday, but not as of yet.
What's that implying?
I don't know. Just the future's unknown. I'm not like on principle opposed to saucy DMs. You know, I probably.
Oh, I know.
We both said that like we're probably not going to be like sending dick pics to anybody, but I don't know. I'm not a prude, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, Blender last night.
Yeah, but that's we literally have talked about that on stream, and then you didn't like show me anything.
Yeah, because there's nothing to see.
I mean, I probably would have been happy seeing what was there, but I understand from like an artistic perspective not wanting to like blow your load early.
Yeah, because it's like there's this image that I see constantly on like Reddit and Twitter where it's like it's like a cycle where it's like you tell everyone about a project that you're working on before finishing the project, and then you just never finish it.
Oh, well, see, I guess I've heard that thought, and that doesn't particularly bother me because it's not like that makes it sound like a curse, and I don't mind like where that matters is if like me on stream I was like, hey guys, look at this coming soon, and then I never did it. If it's just like casually like, hey, this is a thing I'm working on, it doesn't like really matter to you, the person I'm talking to, whether I finish it or not. But like you can see it if you want to, right? Like it's the stakes of does it matter if you finish it? And a lot of the time that's no.
I suppose, but it matters to me at least, because like the only time that I do something like that where I share something with someone before it's done is music. I have one or two friends that I'll like send it to for like input while I'm still working on it.
Yeah, and that's a whole different can of worms too. Getting feedback from people is like an important thing that's worth doing.
Yeah, I do that a lot with like people that are in the same sort of space. It's just like, hey, am I on the right path with this? Do you think there's anything I could change? And then
yeah,
often they have something with the like, do this, that could be cool, and then I do it, and it is cool.
Not the fucking tree. Oh, there. Yeah,
Oh.
your weak went out, big boy.
He just picked that up out of the ground.
Well, yeah, you know, because it's a part of his moveset, so they have to just do that. They don't, like, you know, it's not like the original where he would actually have to have a tree nearby.
Still just thinking about how John Cena speaking Chinese is like the funniest thing ever. Someone just sent a video of it in my Discord server.
Your secret Discord server.
I have like 4 of them.
Hey, now when you, because you say this often, when you say like mine, like are you running it or just it's like 1 year in?
Yeah, no, I'm running it. I have like 4 servers that I run myself, but nobody knows about.
You cheeky lad.
It's less cheeky and more just separating the communities.
I guess.
With less crossover. I have like 1 server, the server
Holy
that
frame
me,
rate.
Dan and Ryan run, the gaming server, and then a server that I just use for storing stuff, and that's it.
What do you mean storing stuff?
Like I have 1 channel that I just store like bits of code in that are useful, and then another one for like bot commands, and then links that are useful, and like images.
Why not just put that in like a text document?
Because it's easier to just have it in a Discord server because it's accessible, it's right there.
But like, what if something happens to it?
What do you mean, what if something happens to it?
I don't know, like it's out there, it's not like on your computer.
And? That means I can access it from my phone and my computer.
I suppose. Oh my god, Lionel's take forever.
I don't think I've dealt with them yet, but I keep saying like every 5 minutes that I just need to pick up Breath of the Wild again, but then I don't.
I know. Kiki's gonna like fucking 100% the game before you like touch it again.
I know. But like, I don't expect anything less. I'm just slow with this sort of thing. Like I'm like the reason that this thing happens, like it's happened with Final Fantasy VII as well, is like I'll play a game, I'll be addicted to it for like a week, and then I'll get burnt out, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll revisit this in a couple days, and then I just don't, and it just sits there. Like Final Fantasy VII, I went through like half of the game in like a matter of days, which is fast for me, and yeah, I just haven't really touched it since. And I think the last time I played it must have been around June.
Well, I guess you're not actually done with 15 because you're like doing extra stuff. But
no, but
I don't know.
I'm like basically done with it.
I still think if you can figure out how to get the car thing, that you should do that. The car thing is cool.
Car thing? What car thing?
There's like a, well, I don't want to spoil it, but there's like a post-game car thing.
Flying car.
Well, yeah, I guess if you look it up.
I didn't look it up.
Oh.
I just assumed that it was a flying car.
Okay, well, you assumed correctly.
Great. That was so secretive and cool.
It's fucking janky, but it's cool.
Well, is this like a side quest thing, or is it a new game plus thing?
Yeah, it's there's some side quest. There's some way to trigger it, and then there's like,
right.
I don't remember if it's a dungeon or just an area, but you have to like fucking fly up to some mountain and like reach an otherwise inaccessible area with it.
Once I'm done with all the side quests, I'm totally planning to do New Game Plus, because I do want to do a second playthrough of it, just so I can like fully grasp the story, and then I don't really know about like the ending retcon thing, because I think that the ending kind of sucked.
I don't exactly remember what all went on with the retcon, but I don't think I was fully happy with that either. It's just, that game is a mess from start to finish.
Yeah, I've heard, because wasn't it meant to be like 13.3 or something?
13 versus, yeah, it was like in development around this, somewhere, around the time 13 came out, and then it just like was in limbo for a while. 14 happened as an MMO, and then it eventually came out as 15. But then again, like
the one with the pink hair woman.
Yeah, Girl Cloud.
Right.
Everybody hates. I think now people are finally like coming around on that game more. But for the longest time, everybody hated her. She's literally just Cloud, but a girl. Same like personality issues. By which I mean like, I'm not saying I dislike Cloud's personality. I'm saying like she's like cold and standoffish like he is because of like shit in her past, and yet people saw fit to like complain about that for her, but not Cloud. Which maybe that's just incels being incels. But
it could be, but it could also be the fact that like, I guess at that point Final Fantasy VII was still just stuck in 1997. So there was
what,
no,
like in terms of development and stuff, like character development.
There was no remake at that point. There was no remake
right.
at that point. So
I do think the remake has like done like everything about that like a service. Like, the development's much better, things are more fleshed out, etc. It's just, like, not that the original is bad, but it's better in every way, I think, now. Granted, it's only a slice of the original game, so there's that. But, like, for the part that it covers, and then looking forward to, like, the rest of it eventually, like, they're doing a good job with it.
Yeah, and they also just did the modern Final Fantasy thing where everyone is just incredibly attractive.
They always were.
Yeah, the modern Final Fantasies especially.
I mean, let's, like, 10 forward, I guess, like, solidified kind of what I would refer to as, like, the modern Final Fantasy attractiveness, simply
That's
because...
what I'm saying.
Like, if you look at the art style for everything, it's been somewhat consistent. Like in-game, or not in-game, like guidebook, out-of-game render type stuff. The graphics just couldn't keep up until about PS2, when, like, then it's, like, something approaching what they look like in modern times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know, I know people like simp for Titus and Yuna from 10. I'm curious if people simp as much for the early ones, like when they came out versus now. Like, even though most of them haven't had a remake and stuff, we've had like better renders of like all of those characters. So like I'm wondering if people were as hot for Cloud like when 7 came out.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they did have all the pre-rendered cutscenes.
Right, but he still looked kind of potato-y then.
And, well, they also had, like, the artwork that was outside of the games, like promo art.
Right, and that's what I was saying. Like, it's somewhat consistent, but it's still... Like, I don't know. Like, Tifa had big boobs, so people probably always simped for her. But I don't know about Cloud as much. And I'd be curious to find out. Well, I mean, how nuts are you for blondes? Just in general.
I think we've established that already.
Well, I know you like blondes, but like, what does it take to get you wet over a blonde?
Hair.
Okay, so really nothing.
Yeah. It's like a thing that I don't even notice half the time until someone points it out, and I'm like, oh, that's why I'm interested.
Hair is like something I notice very quickly, so that's not. I've never been like, oh, why do I like this? Although, like, I like just about every hair. You know, they're like boys are like ice cream, and there's good different flavors, and that goes true for hair as well.
I still just wish that mine didn't turn like light brown. It would have been cooler if it didn't.
Oh, not this fucking thing. Hate searching the forest for shit. Gingers have my heart. I probably, on average, think that, like, redheaded women are more attractive than redheaded men. But... well, I mean, he's fine, and also not real.
Shut up.
But I want to know how much of that is, like, societal shit. Because society, even though I'm gay, society conditions everybody to think that, like, oh, redheaded girls are, like, hot and exotic, and redheaded guys are, like dumpy.
You got a dumpy.
Not that kind of dumpy, like... I don't know. Like, redheaded guys are not commonly portrayed as attractive, whereas redheaded women 100% are, because they're, like, rare.
Gingers have souls.
That was not the monster, I guess. That's unfortunate.
I don't really know that I've ever heard that.
Heard of what?
That, like, ginger women are attractive and ginger men aren't.
Well, I mean, it's not like I didn't read that in a pamphlet. It wasn't like line 3 says that. But also, like, you're afraid of women, so you wouldn't have picked up on that, probably.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I just don't notice women. You guys...
Listen, we're a level above you. We're based.
Based in, something. Based in extreme gayness.
Yep. Based in just being fearful.
Someday, Allah will get you to not be afraid of women.
I doubt that.
I'll put it on my to-do list.
I have no idea what your plan of attack would be for that.
Put you in a room with a woman.
I would break down and cry.
I still feel like mom would be like good woman therapy for you. She's nice. She's nice and not scary.
But I'm scared of people in general, and like, not to be mean, but Americans are loud.
Mom isn't though, other than when I purposefully get her to like play a thing and scream.
I was afraid of women. Women aren't scary. Shock horror, the only female friend I have IRL is a lesbian. So, if that doesn't say anything, then...
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is we just need to get you on, like, some LGBT women.
Exactly.
You'll have things in common. I mean, yeah, to clarify, my plan is not to, like, you know, throw you in the Shark Tank metaphorically. I'm not gonna, like, put you with, like, straight girls who are gonna try to, like, glomp on your dick or something.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
I'm scared of people in general. That's relatable, yeah. Scared isn't quite right for me, but, like, you know, I'm not a big people fan either.
Straight women are terrifying just because they think that they can get away with things.
I mean, well, you know, that's just privilege in general. So you could replace straight with, like, white, wealthy, male, whatever.
I just mean, like, generally, if it's a woman, then things like sexual assault aren't taken as seriously. If it's a woman doing it.
Yeah, that's like a weird double standard that needs to like get worked on.
Exactly, because like one time outside of CEX, I had like just this group of girls that were they were just like doing something for their Snapchat story or something, but they just came up to me with like phone in hand filming, and it was terrifying.
There was a story that Hershey was telling recently, as in within the last handful of weeks or something, where, I mean, this is a combination of like girls like hitting on him and then also being loony. It was like this old lady who was just like, you know, staring at the cake, and then also like somehow pivoted from that into like thinking that he was like stalking her.
See, that's a worry that I always have, is that it's like, if I'm walking behind someone, I'm like, no, I'm not stalking you, my house just happens to be along this road.
I'm sure I've asked, but do you gay walk? Do you walk at like twice the speed of a heterosexual man?
Oh yeah, I walk at like 300 times the speed.
Okay, right, yeah. So I have the same concern for that reason. I typically don't feel that I'm overly threatening, although I do make a point to have resting bitch face to like dissuade people from talking to me. But I also worry, particularly with women, that like as I'm like booking it to like get somewhere and passing them, that they think I'm gonna like try to get them or something.
Yeah, that's like a worry that I have as well, but I would hope that the fact that most of the time I'm looking at the ground while wearing headphones and just walking in a straight line with my hands in my pocket.
That's part of it, is
enough of an indication
not
to show that I'm not
staring at them helps.
Anyone.
Yeah.
I'm usually just like staring at the ground or at the sky or something like that, or just like looking around in general.
That, and then I try to just like get it done with and not faff around. Like not, you know, be close behind them for like minutes or something. Just like get it over with and pass them. Yeah,
I usually try and get past people. Usually when I walk past big groups of people, I'll like get my phone out and just like start scrolling, just as like an indicator that I'm not there to do anything.
Right. That's I don't worry about that as much when I'm moving. But that's definitely like a leave me alone when I'm standing still tactic, is that I'm always looking at my phone. And yet some people at phone with headphones on, and yet some people see fit to interrupt for really dumb bullshit reasons.
Oh yeah, I've had that before, where like people in like the main walkable area in my city center will like try and approach me to sell me something, even though I have
my god,
headphones on. Like, I'd think that since it's like massive over-ear headphones, it'd be obvious that like I'm not interested. I'm not there to talk to you. I've got places to be.
Some people don't have. Some people don't pick up on that social cue or choose not to, unfortunately. And the choose not to is worse.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, mate, I understand that you've got to sell this many things before the end of the day, but like, come on. You'd think it's obvious that if someone's wearing noise-cancelling headphones that they're not bothered.
I do not have, like... How do I want to phrase this? Like, if you're doing a job like sales, you know that people are gonna, like, fucking despise you and want you to leave them alone. So, like, be prepared for that.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time I just have to be like, sorry mate, I haven't got any cash on me. But then they pull out a chip and pin reader, and I'm just like...
And that's obnoxious. Oh. That's definitely, like, take a hint.
I don't give in. I'm just like, I'm a student. I couldn't be more broke if I tried. Usually, if they just, like, pull out a contactless reader.
I don't know that I've actually been in that particular situation where someone was like, hey, do you have cash? And I'm like, no, sorry. And then they're like, you know, credit card or whatever. If that happened, I would probably just be like, I'm sorry, I was being polite. I'm not giving you money. And just be direct.
See, welcome to the British public. You've got to be very vague and polite, otherwise people will just think that you're out for blood.
Well, so what? Fuck them.
No.
I don't know how much of this is British and how much of this is bottom.
Be polite.
be polite until people, like, give you a reason not to. Kind of. That's not the best way of putting it, but, like I'm not... I guess a better way is I'm not gonna bend over backward to be polite to you if you're, like, being obnoxious to me in some way.
Yeah, but when people are in like jobs like that, like retail or sales or whatever, I don't want to be rude to them because I know that they've already got it difficult enough dealing with privileged middle-aged white women. So
well, and
like,
there's also, you know, there's degrees of this, right? One degree is, you know, do you scream at them and say fuck you? No, because that's inappropriate. But do you maybe just be like a little bit direct and like, you know, politely tell them to fuck off? Yes, I think so.
I don't really want to be like that if it's like a charity worker, though. I just want to be like, I don't have any money.
Charity is the same thing. Charity is a good cause, but you're also soliciting.
At least it's not like... There's a lot of people that just like stand on a bench and start screaming, and I'm like, what are you doing? And everyone then just forms like a social bubble that they walk around to avoid them. Yeah. Usually they're like screaming Bible quotes or something.
I was gonna say, are you talking, yeah, like times are coming, or like religious stuff?
Either. There's a lot of like, I think it's Jehovah's Witnesses. They just kind of stand there holding leaflets and nobody ever picks them up. Yeah. And then there's the other guy that stands at the top of the like shopping district and just starts screeching, like standing on a bench, and then everyone just bubble around.
Fucking full pterodactyl noises.
Close enough. I mean, it sounds like it from distance.
Okay.
Yeah, the general public is a pain to deal with, but like, I still try to be polite.
Yeah, I agree. Like, again, I'm not out to ruin anyone's day and just be polite for no good reason, but like, life's too short. I'm not gonna... If you're not gonna meet me halfway, I'm not gonna make the extra effort, basically.
I know, but like, believe you me, if you pull something like that here, you'd probably get at least a couple people just going, bloody Americans. So
fuck them, I don't care.
Well, I'm sure you say that now.
I don't give a shit if random people think I'm rude, as long as it doesn't, like, escalate into a problem.
I do.
Because I probably think worse things about them.
I just want people to ignore me, because then I don't have... Like, if they ignore me, I ignore them, then there's no problems. I started hearing a noise, then I realized it was coming from my computer, so I went to see what was happening, but the screen was black and nothing was happening. Put in headphones, and it was definitely my voice. It left my YouTube channel open, and assuming the video started playing it by itself. Yeah, I do have a video that just like starts playing whenever you click on it. So. Oh
yeah, like your channel trailer slot kind of thing.
Yeah, except it's not a trailer. It's just
right. Yeah, just whatever video you have. I don't know if I just said this 5 seconds ago, but we're almost done. We have like 1 or 2 more missions, and then I will have reached 100%. Well, it's pretty early for me. It's still 11:40. I will get some dinner. I'll probably check in on the Euros kids since they're still secret streaming. Although not in the bathroom, unfortunately. I missed that.
What if I told you that I was in your bed?
Well, I can see my bed. It's right next to me. But we've been over this. I would be, like Calc, I would be much more inclined to go to bed if I had a boy waiting for me.
I'm waiting for you just in the UK.
Yeah, that doesn't count, though. I can't feel the silken touch of your skin and the heat of your loins.
I don't know what that last word means.
Your genitals.
Oh.
What, like, yeah, I guess what, like, technically I'm trying to think what loins is. Short TLDR, it's genitals, but, like...
Balls.
Like, maybe it includes, like, your stomach as well? I don't know. Definitely...
2 L's.
No, just...
2 L's.
Just one. Well, you know, maybe it's a meat cut, because, like, tenderloin is a thing.
The part of the body on both sides of the spine between the lowest false ribs and hip bones. So it's your waist?
Your crotch, basically.
Well, no,
Your crotch and your ass.
On both sides of the spine between the lowest false ribs and the hip bones. So it's your waist, it's your stomach area.
Oh, okay, maybe I was on the right track with stomach then.
Loins and balls.
Casually, like, just in use, it for sure means, like, genitals included, though. Because, like if you're horny, you could say, like, I have a fire in my loins.
That's not a phrase that I think I would ever want to hear in bed.
I mean, it's not common. That's not, like, I wouldn't say that if I was trying to, like, sexy talk seduce you. But, like, I don't know, maybe, like, a period piece or something. Or if you just wanted to get, like, fancy and verbose with your language. Like,
how the
I think
Southerners sleep together.
most what?
Like Southerners in UK.
Fancy with their language?
Yeah. They don't like us.
What, like, oh, Alfred, I want you to come jolly my Rogers.
Yeah, that's how I imagine them, and I think it's very funny to imagine them like that. Alfred.
I don't know. Like, Alfred's the fucking, like, English butler in everything. So that's what came to mind.
Is he?
Yeah, for sure. Like, Batman, classic Alfred, he has a British accent. He was in, like, the Queen's Secret Service or something.
When I think of, like, posh name, my brain immediately goes to Bartholomew.
That, over here maybe sounds more biblical than fancy.
Bartholomew. Or Gertrude.
Gertrude, not fancy, but old. For sure a boomer.
I don't know. Andrew. Every person I've ever met called Andrew was like the worst person I've ever met.
Andrew's like a pretty neutral name, but you wouldn't... If they were going by Andrew instead of like Andy or something, they would probably be old.
Nah, still, I just don't like people called Andrew because I have bad experiences with everyone called
Reginald
Andrew.
would be another, like, fancy British posh sounding name to me.
What's that thing where you can make a word out of another word? What's the name for that?
Like shuffle the letters around?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. The best example I can think of is like Voldemort in Harry Potter 2, but I can't think of what that's called.
Because Reginald just sounds like one of those for genitals.
It's definitely close. I would have to think more than I am capable of doing currently to figure that out. There's no T in Reginald, so it's not a perfect match for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone in chat, you can let us know if you know what that's called.
I didn't know what you were saying for the past 15 seconds because voice meter did the thing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can think of like an example in Harry Potter where they do that, but I can't think of what the term is.
Harry Pooper.
You need to watch Harry Potter. It's nice.
I do not. I've watched a couple of the movies as a kid, and I just could not be less interested if I tried.
Which ones?
Don't know, don't care.
Ugh. And you need to, like, for Star Wars, I'd say, like, try watching Mandalorian. Because it's, like, everyone loves it. Like, even among people who have issues with Star Wars stuff. And then Baby Yoda's real cute.
No. I don't care about Baby Yoda. I want to put him in a blender.
No, cancel Aloe 2021. You can't say that.
I can't say that.
about Baby
I want to put him in a
Yoda.
blender and see what color it turns.
Well, green, obviously.
Green or red.
That's actually a good question. I don't know what color blood Yoda's species have.
Orange.
I would assume either like normal, dark, or like somewhere in the blue-green spectrum. Probably not orange. But who knows?
Blue.
I'm sure someone in Star Wars has orange blood.
There was a thing for like a long time where people thought that royals had blue blood.
Well, everybody has blue blood, but oxygen turns it red.
No?
Yes.
I thought that was a rumor where it was just
No.
always. It's
Look
like
at
actually
the.
just always red.
Okay, can you like see an area on your body with like veins?
Yes, my wrists.
What color? They're blue, right?
Like, no, it's like greeny.
Okay, but it's not red. It's blue. Blue is the color of your blood. Okay. That was very underwhelming, but I think I just finished 100%ing this.
Our blood is red. It's bright red when the arteries carry oxygen-rich state through the body, and it's still red but darker now when it rushes back to the heart through the veins. It's red.
Maybe. I could be wrong about that.
People just think that it's blue because of there's a certain protein that's a blue color, but it's like blood itself is red.
Okay, well, I guess there we go. We learned something today. Okay, time to wrap it up, guys. I'm gonna find someone to raid. We're done with Hyrule Warriors. This was basically just like a grinding stream for this last little bit of it. But, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for trying to do some Scuffy Mungus. I guess we'll raid Endo. There's not a ton of people on.
Never seen Yoda bleeding. I've seen many clips on Twitter of Baby Yoda getting crushed by a rock.
Rude. How dare you?
Are you telling me that you haven't seen it?
No!
How?
Because I don't look at fucking torture porn of Baby Yoda, because he's
Neither
precious
do
and
I,
I love
but
him.
it was popular for a while at least.
Well, whatever. Okay, yeah, we're raiding Endo. He's a cute cat boy. Give him a nya-nya. And I'll see you guys next stream. Glad you had fun with Among Us, Tig. We'll probably play it again soon, even if it's scuffy. We'll probably do it like next weekend. Hopefully they just get their shit fixed. But anyway, good night, everybody.